Hey everyone, and welcome back or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. For any first time viewers, I'm Ron, and today we're taking to the skies with Emirates in their Premium Economy, going from Sydney to Dubai. Our journey started with a relatively quick and seamless check-in. While Premium Economy does offer its own priority check-in, our gold status allowed us to use the faster business, gold and silver line, as it was extremely busy by the time we arrived at the airport, as we were a little bit late. Our flight today departs at 6 AM, which is the earliest departure time out of Sydney Airport. So one of the benefits of this flight is that security is typically quieter, which opens from 4 AM. Straight after security, we headed to the lounge to await our boarding time. Our lounge access today was based on our status, so this unfortunately is not included in Premium Economy fares. But if you are on the early flight at 6 AM, there are some shops open like WH Smith's, JB Hi-Fi, McDonald's and some other cafes as well. So if you've got no lounge access, there are plenty of ways to entertain yourself besides just sitting at the gate and waiting for the flight. The Emirates Lounge in Sydney Airport is really good. It's always got lots of seating available. It's always super clean. Food and drink is really good as well, and the staff are always super friendly. It does also have limited views of the gates as well. Typically, I'm always looking at that Singapore 777, but I'm not complaining. It's got views, so that is always a bonus. If you do have lounge access, or if you have an Amex card, the Amex lounge is right next to the Emirates lounge, and they're both just in the escalator right next to where the gate is typically located. Or at least this is where the gate has been located every time I've flown with Emirates from Sydney to Dubai. So it's nice and easy to go directly from the lounge to the gate once boarding commences. Before we leave the lounge, let's have a quick look at the seat map for today's flight. Emirates has their Premium Economy on the lower deck of their A380s, located in the cabin just behind the cockpit. The cabin has 56 seats and 3 toilets located at the front. My seat today is 33K, which offers extra legroom, but it does lack a footrest. This is also a bassinet seat. After a quick stop at the lounge, we headed out and up the escalator, which brings you essentially directly to the gate. You just walk past a couple of shops and then you were there. So you can maximize the time in the lounge as much as you want to, really. Boarding was a bit of a mixed bag. Despite having priority, the queue was pretty long, largely my own fault for staying a bit too long in the lounge and for ending up mixed in with the economy queue. A little bit more separation of lines would definitely be beneficial here, but luckily there was someone sifting through the economy queue looking for those who are waiting unnecessarily, and she directed me straight to the separate door which is at the front of the plane, while economy boards through the second door.
Hello.
Hello, morning, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
33 Mr. Cole, and welcome back.
Very first row.
Cheers. Thank you.
The welcome from the flight attendants at the door was really friendly, and it was nice to get a little welcome back as usual when you have status with Emirates or Qantas. Waiting at my seat was a blanket and a nice pillow. The pillows in Premium Economy are a lot larger than those in Economy. And then there was a welcome drink given as well as a hot towel. Just to note, the welcome drinks available are water, orange juice or apple juice, so don't expect to be getting any sparkling wine at this stage. You can get that once you have taken off, however.
Preparations for departure. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
After the safety video played, it was time to take off and wave goodbye to a very rainy Sydney. We did take off a bit late at 6:24 AM with a scheduled departure of 6 AM. Now that we've taken off, let's have a quick look at the seat itself. So at your seat, you get a 13.3-inch HD screen. The table folds out of this armrest, and you've got a leg rest. Then you've got some controls for the TV in the armrest panel as well. Then on the other side, you've got a little storage compartment. The leg rest itself is really good, and it does definitely help you get comfortable for sleeping. In every row beside the bulkhead row, you will have a footrest as well. If you are in a bulkhead row, you just kind of need to utilize the wall in front of you to get yourself comfortable. You do also get those headphones that you also get in economy class, which are not the best, so I do recommend bringing your own. After takeoff, as this is a morning flight, they do start with breakfast. Here is the full menu, so pause and screenshot if you want to see the full menu for the flight. I initially started with a glass of the Domaine Chandon Brew, also known as sparkling wine. For breakfast, I went with the mushroom omelette, which is served with a sweet corn cake, spinach, and roasted tomato. Then every option comes with fruit, muesli, and a choice of bread rolls or croissants. Breakfast wasn't that great, and that is unfortunately due to a little bit of turbulence we had after takeoff. So breakfast only started at 7:40, and we took off at 6:24 a.m. So that meant that the food had kind of dried out, so the omelette was pretty solidified by the time it actually made its way to my tray table. Nonetheless, the croissant was actually probably the highlight of the whole breakfast, which was warm and fresh and delicious. One other thing about this breakfast service was that it took over an hour for trays to get collected, which meant that I did have to do a bit of an awkward shimmy to hold my tray while I got up to leave to go to the bathroom. No big deal, the cabin on the A380 is probably a little bit too large for the number of crew that are assigned to it, is what I've noticed. After trying the 777 Premium Economy, the service is just so much better. Whereas the A380 cabin is significantly larger, and it seems like there's only ever 2 people working the cabin. Anyway, I eventually made my way to the bathroom, which is just behind the cockpit entrance, as you can see on the map. This one is a lot larger than the other 2 that are available in Premium Economy, so I usually try and opt for this one. It's got your usual Premium Economy / economy amenities, that little white company spray and hand cream. And then here is the Amenity Kit, which is also the same as economy if that was familiar to you. Get some socks, a little eye mask, toothbrush cap, some earplugs, and you get some toothpaste as well, and then a little Emirates Reload Wildlife card. Having a quick look at the in-flight entertainment, which is called ICE if you haven't been on Emirates before. So this stands for Information, Communication and Entertainment. The main attraction is typically, for myself, going to be the map or the cameras. This aircraft was not equipped with Bluetooth, which is really unusual. If anybody knows what aircrafts have Bluetooth with Emirates, please let me know in the comments below, or if there is some sort of rhyme or reason as to which ones do get it, because I've only ever had it once and I'd love to know why that is. Given that Premium Economy is a relatively new cabin, it's just strange that they're installing this cabin with their Bluetooth. Even in business class, we only ever had it once in business class, so I just don't understand the logic. So please let me know in the comments if you do know why that is. Then Emirates does also have live TV as well. I just gave it a quick check. There was something I wanted to watch, and I just wanted to see if it was working. And it definitely was, which was good to see. The Wi-Fi on this flight also worked throughout. It is usually quite laggy, and it was quite laggy on this flight. So I wouldn't recommend depending on it, but if it does work, it's always an added bonus. I also didn't pay for Wi-Fi, it was just included with my status. So I also wouldn't recommend paying for it, just because it can be quite hit and miss. Okay, buckle in for lunch, because lunch was definitely the highlight of this whole flight. I did not like any of the options on the menu. I wouldn't eat braised beef cheeks or chicken biryani on the ground, let alone on a plane. So I just decided to ask the cabin crew just for the side salad and the dessert, as well as the bread, cheese, and crackers. They kindly offered to see if there was a vegetarian option available. I said I'd take it if there was, and it was absolutely delicious. It was vegetarian dumplings, but the highlight of the whole meal had to be that cheesecake. This cookies and cream cheesecake was just delicious. I needed a large nap after that sensational cheesecake, and then after my nap, I headed to the middle toilet in the Premium Economy cabin, which was kept flawlessly clean pretty much the whole way throughout the flight. Every time I went to the toilet, it was always spotless, so well done, Emirates. Then we were given what I can only describe as a meat pie, which was advertised as a beef and mushroom calzone. Now, I'm not an idiot, I didn't expect a full calzone on a plane, but just call it a meat pie on the menu and then everyone knows what they're actually going to get. It's just a bit weird to call it a calzone, but it's definitely absolutely not. After one last sleep of the flight, it was time to wake up and then get ready for landing. The cabin crew come around with hot towels just so you can kind of freshen yourself up, which is a lovely touch.
Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, your first officer Daniel from the flight now. Presently about 330 nautical miles away from Dubai International, starting our descent shortly in approximately 15 to 20 minutes time. Weather in and around the area of the airport is fine this afternoon, temperatures of 29 degrees Celsius on the ground. Now we're estimating to land into the airport at approximately 1:25 p.m. local time, and be at the gate 5 to 10 minutes later. Time currently, if you like to sync your watches, the time in Dubai is 12:29 in the afternoon. On behalf of the rest of the crew, we thank you for choosing Emirates, and we look forward to seeing all of you again soon. For those of you residing in and around the airport, a big welcome home, and for those who are continuing on your journey, a pleasant journey again. Thank you.
Now, before we come into land in Dubai, I'll just quickly cover the cost breakdown for this flight. This flight was part of a round trip to Rome from Sydney, which was booked as an Economy Flex Plus fare, which totaled 3,780 Australian dollars. In order to upgrade the Sydney to Dubai leg only, this cost an additional 442 Australian dollars, which I personally think is quite reasonable. If you were to book an Economy Flex or Economy Saver fare, the cost to upgrade will naturally be higher. But if you're like me and like to book everything last minute, or you just value getting higher miles from your flights by booking Economy Flex Plus, then the upgrade cost definitely isn't bad, especially considering that this was a 14-hour flight. Now for the butt food and service rating. Firstly, the seats in Premium Economy are a big step up from what you get in Economy. The leg rest and massive recline makes it super easy to find a comfortable position to sleep in, although I would recommend actually opting for a non-bulkhead row so you can get the footrest as well. I find it easier to keep yourself from sliding down in the seat when you're sleeping once you've got that footrest there. The main trade-off with the non-bulkhead row seats is that the recline of those in front of you is quite hefty, so it is challenging to get out of your seat when those in front of you are reclining. Overall, I'd give the comfort of this bulkhead row seat a solid 4 out of 5. Improved privacy or any privacy at all, and a leg rest would definitely bang this seat a perfect 5. The food on this flight was quite a letdown, from the dried out omelette upon takeoff to the calzone snack that was literally just a meat pie. The main saving grace had to be the dumplings and the absolutely delicious Oreo cheesecake that was served for lunch. So I'd have to give the food a 3 out of 5 overall. Similar to the food, the service was also a bit of a letdown and just as inconsistent. While I don't think any of the misses were intentional, something was definitely a bit off with the crew and things just seemed almost a bit nervous or on edge, which seemed to lead to this unusual service. I've done other flights in Premium Economy on the A380 as well, which have had amazing service. So I don't know what it was about this flight in particular. There was also a little bit of an encounter with the cabin crew that served me breakfast. After the breakfast service, I had gone back to the economy cabin for a quick walk, and as I was coming back through to the Premium Economy cabin, she stopped me and said, "Sir, your seat's over there," pointing at an economy seat. And I was like, "No, it's not, you just served me breakfast." Now I obviously don't expect crew to remember every single passenger they serve, but they could definitely go about redirecting passengers to their relevant cabin a little bit nicer. What also kind of annoyed me a little bit was that later in the flight, anybody from economy was allowed to come up to Premium Economy for a walk. So what was different about me going up when I went for a walk to economy? If there is rules there, obviously I'm happy for them to enforce it, but at least be consistent. And yeah, I'm not sure that there is rules there just based on the experience later on in the flight. Let me know in the comments if you've had any similar experiences and what you think. Do you think they should just let everybody on the main deck just float between the cabins for a walk? I honestly don't really mind. If people want to go for a walk, by all means, stretch your legs. It's a long flight. Overall, I'd give the service on this flight a 3 out of 5, the same as the food, which gives this flight a respectable 3.5 out of 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dubai International Airport, where the local time is 32 minutes past 1 in the afternoon and the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Please keep your seatbelt fastened and use personal electronic devices turned off or in the flight mode until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Before leaving us today, for your safety...
Overall, this flight was a bit of a mixed bag, with the soft products definitely needing some fine-tuning. Would I recommend Emirates Premium Economy? It really depends what you're looking for, but if you're looking mainly for more space to recline and sleep than in economy class, then absolutely yes, but only if it's not for a ridiculous price, which Emirates Premium Economy can be. If you're on a daytime flight for 8 hours or less where sleep isn't really that necessary, then I'd definitely strongly consider whether it is worth the upgrade. So that's my full take on Emirates Premium Economy going from Sydney to Dubai. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content coming up. As always, thank you very much for watching.